The Kikiti Valerie cough. A woman was waiting an apple one night. It is a long for her fight. She hunted for a bag in the apple shops, but a bag of cookies and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in her book but happened to say that the man sitting beside her, as good as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag in between, which she tried to ignore to avoid seeing. Soars munched the cookies and watched the clock as the good cookie tipped her manager's star. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking if it wasn't so nice, I would look in his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he would do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half as he ate the other. He snatched it from him and thought, "Oh, brother, this guy has some nerve and knows the road." Why he didn't even show any gratitude. She had never known when she had been so galled, and sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed to the gate, refusing to look back at the defendant and way. She boarded the plane and sat in a seat. Then she saw her bag, which was almost complete. As she reached in her baggage, she gasped with surprise. It was a bag of cookies in front of her eyes. "If mine are here," she moaned in despair. The others were his, and he tried to share. Too late to apologize. She realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. The Cookie Thief by Valerie Cox. A woman who was waiting at an airport one night, waited several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book, and the airport shops bought a bag of cookies and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in her book but happened to see that the man sitting beside her, as bold as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag in between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. So she marched the cookies and watched the clock as the gutsy cookie thief diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking if I wasn't so nice, I would blacken his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he would do. With a smile in his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half as he ate the other. She snatched it from him and thought, "Oh, brother, this guy has some nerve and he also rude. Why he didn't even show any gratitude." She had never known when she had been so galled and sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed to the gate, refusing to look back at the deafening engraving. She boarded the plane and sank in her seat. Then she sought her book, which was almost complete. As she reached in her baggage, she gasped with surprise. There was her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. "If mine are here," she moaned in despair. The others were his and he tried to share. Too late to apologize, she realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. So the accent that I imitate is the Australian accent and the Russian accent. So first, let's go with the Australian accent. I noticed three things. The first one is the ing word. In the word that the Aussie pronounce the word with ing is, for example, waiting become waiting, thinking become thinking, saying become saying, like that. So they get rid of letter G. And the second thing that I noticed is the inflection. For example, a woman was waiting at an airport one night. It is a long hours for her flight. Um, they called it question accent because the last sentence of the action is like you're asking question before flight, like that. And the third thing that I notice is, for example, in the word saw, they add it with the sound and no. For example, saw, it becomes sore, and the word no, it becomes nor. In the word do, it becomes dur. I don't know, he would do, what he will do, and the word other, we pronounce it other, but the Aussie accent, they will get rid of letter R. So in the word other, it will become other. In the word her, it will become her. Despair become despair, like that. So let's go with the Russian accent. So in Russian accent, I noticed many things. And the first one is in the ing. So in the ing, they pronounce it with unk. For example, the word waiting, they will pronounce it with we think, thinking, eating, with in a last part of the word. And the second thing that I notice is they don't have the th word, th sound. For example, the word the, this, that. For the they will pronounce it with z. The this, z, this. With that, they will pronounce it with zat. And also, I noticed the W. They don't have W in their alphabet, so they will exchange it with letter V. For example, the word white become white. What, the what become what. Was become was, like that. So, and the thing that I noticed also is the letter R. The letter R, they emphasize it very much. For example, the word rude, you will put emphasize the vibration. You will feel it in your hair. You will feel it that they will put emphasize too much. For example, rude in grade, like that. And also the last thing that I noticed is they will read each. For example, in every word, they will read it every word. For example, the diminish, they will read it diminished with ed, and riched, like that. They will read every letter or in the word that it includes. So that's all that I noticed. Thank you for watching this video.